doing this holder. This is what, tape 2 or 3, goodness. And it's the last I'm going to do on the Snowden. And they're charging the wrong people with crimes. Snowden only touched the iceberg of this. And he's getting kind of like they've done me here. But anyway, I don't know if this is, I'm trying to hold it up so you can at least see it and hear it. I don't know. Anyway, I was talking about Richfield and living at the low income, Section 8, and what they had done to me. It's like if you could take a person through life and show how many crimes can be committed against that person in plain sight. And this country, that's what they supposedly stole it from the British, which that's me. I was stolen from Buckingham Palace. I'm the legal monarch, and they kidnapped me. And it was supposed to be for liberty and life and pursuit of happiness and all this, that they have denied me every step of the way and denied my children. I don't know if they're alive or dead. So I'm talking about the ones trying to find a place to live. I'm supposed to have lived in Buckingham Palace. One of the wealthiest women alive, when they kidnapped me in 41 and brought me here and gave me another identity. And now I've been reduced to the side of the road, the Appalachian Trail, and run from there to homeless shelters and begged to come in and treated like a drug addict. I've never taken drugs in my life. I am so up. You know, if there was a squeaky clean, that would be me. And I hope that's proven what was done to me and my sons. My mom and dad never got me back. Why do you think they took him down, King Edward VIII, and put a 99-year seal in the New World Order, which is Elizabeth and Charles and my own uncle, illegal George VI, had kidnapped me and take down his own brother. So I want to go to where they've had me living here. When I could get a place, it was a federally funded HUD. And I'm kept without any money, hardly, just barely enough to scrape by. Anyway, so hideous. Okay, I lived in Edinburgh. I got that on the other tape. They soaked me in chemicals. I had to break the lease. I'm allergic to chemicals. My immune system attacks itself. It can kill me. It takes out all my organs, liver, lungs, vascular right at the moment, and kidneys. So Richfield I was at in '08. Law enforcement, same guy took me there, got me right in. The next one was Joseph's Dream in Bedford, which is next door, Virginia, owned by a black minister out of Washington, North Carolina. Now then, I stayed there at Joseph's Way 7 months. And you should see, the world should, what went on there. That was Brenda Ellis. And yes, I am naming the people who were manager. And one day, if I'm still alive, and this is, how on earth would you prosecute all this? There is, all my life, it's an ongoing investigation, is what the U.S. Attorney's letter said. It's an ongoing killing of me. So I'm naming them. They totally joined a conspiracy and assault to what I'm deathly allergic to chemicals, and they soaked me with them, and they knew it. So I'm going to drop that right at the moment and go. I've had to go back and reapply because I can't get a place to live. And someone would hear me say that, well, you must be the sorriest person on earth. You can't get a place to live. No, the law doesn't work for me. It works against me. And so do the citizens, most of them of this country. So I left Joseph's Dream. What a dream. And had to come back to Roanoke. And the woman, when I came over, assured me that that would be okay, that her brother worked. I should have known better when she said that. She said her brother was a policeman in Bedford. So I saved a few bucks by starving and no clothes, and I came over here, and it turned out it was part of Corporate Suites, which I'd lived at, and the same thing was done. I'm going to drop that. I was gassed and everything, and the same thing happened there. So I go into, they aren't federally funded, though. but still illegal. Same charges should apply to them. But um, more associates that owned Joseph's Dream also owned a place in um, about 40 miles from Roanoke in Christiansburg, which is next to Virginia Tech, where a lot of the mind control murders happened. So I'll leave it at that. So I was denied. I just lived at his unit in Bedford. It was them that soaked me in chemicals. I had to break the lease, and you'd have to go back and see what happened there. It's so hideous. And then I'm blamed. You don't, in a background check or when they tell it, they don't tell what was done to me. It makes it look like I'm just flaky and breaking leases. So you don't get any of the truth. So now then I've had to go back and apply to these same places again, trying to get a place to live. Well, Mrs. Scott over in Christiansburg at the Melinda's Way or Melinda's something mower, it's Mower and Associates, sent me a rejection slip last year. And she told me it wouldn't do any good to try to do anything about it. And she was right. She wouldn't give me any information why I was denied, nothing. And by law, let me say this again, that's federally funded. I didn't commit any crimes. You have to be a criminal, a felony, or evicted owing money to be denied. You get people who've really committed crimes, who really have debts that live, and yet I'm denied without going back and saying who I am in my kidnapping. So the thing is, I want to, there was a background check required. Then suddenly these places that a law enforcement person took me, and I was gassed and had to break the lease, I have to reapply. I've tried to leave Roanoke, and I'm running back. So I reapply, and now then, where I suddenly got in, they're requiring a criminal background check. You should hear the lies. I'm going to this one on Richfield. The same woman, and yes, I am going to tell the names. Same woman was there when I was there, and the law enforcement, me, she knew about this is an '08, Allison Sanford. Well, she's moved on up. That was the HUD building at Richfield. Now she's assistant manager of residential living at Ridgecrest Apartments. So she's denied me, and she's required. I laugh because if it's ever told, it's hideous. How do you make these people pay? Now then, she's gone on with her life. That's what I'm told. I don't want to get involved. I want to go on with my life. So the hell with me. Now then, I've applied once before. It's like swallowing your pride in your health and hoping they don't do it to you again. And I contacted her, and this time she's at Equifax out of Atlanta. The credit was no good. Well, I've just told you what is required by HUD. Well, I've always paid my rent on time, exactly. So I did contact them, and they said they never heard of me. Now, I'm going to turn this around. She's put this on the denial slip, but she hasn't checked it this time. The only place she's checked is other, as explained. Previous abandonment of property and leaving the unit in need of cleaning. Partial security deposit was held to help rectify the unnecessary expenses. So I was denied at Crest Apartments. I applied for low income again, which I had before, and I'm denied by her and Renee Williams and Tina Nolan, Director of Independent Living. I'm going to show that in just a second. I'm going to just explain that situation there, and all the rest of them have been carried out. It is so appalling. It is quite unbelievable it's been allowed to happen. But at this place specifically, I'm going to address that and what she said, abandonment of property. When I went there, I had a backpack, and again, it looks like they're doing me a favor. I got in there. It took me a couple of months to get before I got in. And the law enforcement took me again there. A church one of the residents on the floor I was on, and this was all made up before I went there,